From the 2011 earthquakes to the 2017 wildfires to the 2019 terrorist attacks, it has survived and thrived to become a united, resilient city. We are exploring the most English city outside England on this episode of Ms. World Traveler in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Hi friends, I'm Ms. World Traveler Kerry Damiano, and I'm taking you on an adventure to discover style, design, fashion, art, and antiques in great shopping destinations across the country and around the world. Come with me. Formalized by a royal charter in 1856, Christchurch is the oldest established city in New Zealand, second in population after Auckland, and a gateway support base for Antarctica. Situated on the east coast of the South Island, it is bound by the Pacific Ocean, three rivers, the Canterbury Plains, and the volcanic slopes of Port Hills. If you want to see all of that at the same time, head to the gondola, one of Christchurch's main attractions, where views of the Southern Alps, Pegasus Bay, Banks Peninsula, and the lush greenery for which New Zealand is famous will leave you breathless. The gondola space station is about 15 minutes from the city centre, with a $10 return shuttle departing every hour, and the cable car ride is about 10 minutes to the summit station. 360-degree views surround you as you glide along the 860-meter journey. And hiking trails, mountain bike tracks, a restaurant, and a gift shop await you at the top. If you are this far from home, spend the $25 to see it in person and prepare to be awestruck. Back in town, Christchurch has struggled from the impact of the 2011 earthquakes that changed everything. Over 1,500 buildings had to be demolished, and with the recovery and rebuilding process ongoing, massive efforts to reconstruct have given the town an ever-evolving feel. You can't go very far without running into scaffolding and the sustained sounds of laborers at work. But Kiwis are resourceful and have found ways to re-establish themselves, like Karen Reid of Woodcraft Gallery. So I'm here with Karen Reid at the Woodcraft Gallery, and this is not your first home, is that right?
Correct. So originally, back before the earthquakes in 2011, we had our shop across the road there at the art centre. And then sadly, after the earthquakes, the art centre was closed down and we all had to leave. But luckily, this was a vacant site at the time. And my husband and I and Tony, who works with us, were very
and but you're very resourceful.
Resourceful, that's the word.
Yes.
And anyhow, so we set to and kind of just set the site up to be able to make a kind of a makeshift shop arrangement, and it's kind of evolved and morphed into what it is today. And but it was a lot of work at the time. So this paving here was out of bricks that had fallen out of the house that was on the site originally. And also another house beside us. And
yeah,
that's right.
Put
we did.
Them back
it was all by hand. We laid them all down. And but even leveling
saved them.
Yeah, obviously.
You saved the bricks.
Yeah, and so we reused the bricks that were there, just even the leveling and everything. And then these are old containers that we bought and cut out holes for putting garage doors in. And then my husband built these pods here beside us too.
So it's become something permanent, even though it
Yeah,
started
so
as something.
exactly.
So we're
So
gonna
we
see how
were
it
going
goes.
to just be here for maybe we thought a year or two, because at the time of the earthquakes we had so much stock, and we thought we've got to have to shift it somehow. And but yeah, see, here we are, almost more than 10 years later.
Wow.
And and it's worked out great. I mean, I say to people, it is a fair weather site because it is kind of semi-open. But it's got a nice vibe about it. And,
It does.
and
That's what drew me.
yeah.
And-
And it's really, well, it is really lovely getting reactions from, I mean, mostly it is overseas people that are our market. But yeah, I think they really love what we've got here. It's all it is all made in New Zealand.
Right.
And
right.
Quite a few locally done, but just from all around the country.
Wonderful.
So
Well, before we talk about the fabulous wood pieces and the artists and such, you were telling me about that very special brick in the front.
Yeah.
And this whole new
liquefaction,
which I had never heard of before. So explain what that is.
Well, so liquefaction is a sort of a part of earthquake phenomena. And so just where the ground is quite silty sandy, it kind of just bubbles up with watery silty muck. And people were having this all in their homes, and it was pretty heartbreaking because we had so many aftershocks and really significant ones that would come back again. And so some people had to be digging this liquefaction out several times during those few years that we had thousands of aftershocks.
Wow.
I mean, you kind of heard about that the very first 2 big earthquakes, but I don't think you'd really realise it kind of goes on and on. So it's, people are kind of a bit nervy because you think you can even when a car or a truck would rumble down the road, you kind of
it's an earthquake, right?
You just honestly, even a lot of people are still on edge because of that. So it's a real a life-changing experience.
Sure. And then this liquefaction, we made that brick out of it.
So apparently that was liquefaction that occurred in Hagley Park, which is just over here. Okay. And Tony, who works with us, had heard about these bricks being made, and it says Kia Kaha, Christchurch, which means stay strong in Maori. So it was pretty poignant.
And you're a perfect example. You
we try.
strong here, right? And you're still here after all these years.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, and
despite the earthquakes, and then you had the mosque shootings, which was also quite a big thing at not Christchurch, and then COVID.
Right.
So
one hit after another.
Kind of,
But here you are.
Yep, we're stuck in here. Stayed strong.
So we've talked about the bricks and sort of the structure that you have here, but you also have a number of different artists represented here, right?
Yeah. So there are about 30 different suppliers from all around the country. So a really good range of styles of work, and where they can, a lot of them have tried to use native timbers, but there's also a lot of, they're grown in New Zealand trees, but not trees that are native to New Zealand.
Okay.
So a good range of work.
We have the full range of woods.
So these are,
timbers, right?
in actual fact, this is probably a small range, but this is a beautiful ruler that's, and it says all the different names of the timbers there, but a range of different native timbers. They are gorgeous, really.
So you get things in all of these different types?
So there we get all sorts of different types, and all sorts of different work. So and we try to kind of get a reasonable range of different, sort of like practical things, and
decorative things.
Yeah.
Up on the wall
And I've got a lot of kit set things as well. I think you did comment on these beautiful salt and pepper shakers.
I love them.
I mean, really, they're stunning. That's absolutely gorgeous. So all the different laminated woods. So really, that's a
beautiful
labour of love.
I need something to put my salt and
sprinkle.
pepper on.
That's right. Yeah. So they are very beautiful. Yeah.
So how do you care for wood like this?
A lot of the product we do, it kind of comes with information. So these little labels have got care things, but never soak them in water for too long, and never put wood near a dishwasher.
Good to know, right?
Because I think a lot of people, when they're using spoons and things like that, they just put them in the dishwasher. And no, wood.
See, if you said that to me, I would remember. Right?
So but it does have about the care. So it's fine just to wash them in soapy water, but briefly. And then we kind of recommend maybe a regular re-oiling and just a very light cooking oil just occasionally, and it kind of just, that's all it needs.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You're also talking about that there's many different techniques represented here.
Yeah. So there's so I guess more of the traditional ways of making things is by turning, and so these are examples of turning, and also the beautiful bottle stop is there. Then there's also bandsaw work. So this is actually this is quite cool. I was sort of a balancing wine bottle holder, and so that's been cut out with a bandsaw.
Okay.
Yeah. So and
let's
then
just have a look at that.
Yeah.
Because
and so a lot of the things we have now do have a bit of this power shell. So that's quite unique to New Zealand as well. So
beautiful.
Yeah. It's in a beautiful colour. And
Yes.
that's just its natural thing. That's the way it is. Yeah. It's kind of like abalone.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
But very pretty.
Okay.
So
bandsaw, and then you also have laser cut.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep. So this
And
is kind
so
of.
I'm guessing that some of these nativity
I'll just leave that like that for now.
scenes
Over here.
are
Yep. So this is all laser cut, and then there's a lot of those kit sets there. So they just people can just make them
do
up.
very fine
We try to kind of
detail work with that, right?
Yeah, that's right. Really beautiful. And also we kind of have them so that they come flat packed. So we're really conscious
what a great idea.
of travellers.
Yes.
And so this is a great thing about all these decorations. They make up three-dimensionally, but they're flat packed for travel. Yeah.
Great. So what is the most unique wood that you've ever seen?
Well, our native timber is, predominantly use a rimu or reira or kauri, but I think just some rimu has just got such beautiful grain, and so some of it, there's quite a wide range of it. But in actual fact, if we can wander across over here, I can just show you another little piece that's really amazing grain.
Yeah.
And it's
I think you should show us.
Okay.
Off we
So
go.
so yeah, like this is really incredible. I think when you see this, you'll think, wow.
Ooh. I noticed this piece
Yeah.
when I walked
So
in.
look at the grain. And so this is actually yew, which is not native to New Zealand, but the timber itself is just beautiful, really, and very striking.
So did several
Yes, you can see
stalks
that's
that
right.
grow
Yeah, so
together.
that sort of branch areas. Yeah. Yeah. So and also the more the more decorative and whatnot the wood is, apparently the way harder it is to work. So it's kind of got a lot of tension in it. So it is very hard to get a nice finish and to work with it.
So,
But, so then then this is back to something that's laser cut, but it looks really gives it quite a cool effect.
very nice.
Yeah.
So why wood?
Well, it just is nature, and we're just showing nature at its best. I think it's it's beautiful. It's tactile, and I think
You have a little bit of it in New Zealand.
yeah. Oh, that's right. yeah. But
Principles
yeah, well, that's right. So it's nice for tourists to be able to take home a little bit of something that's come from the country. And I think that one thing I think about shopping here is it is a kind of a tactile seeing experience. It's not like on online shopping, internet shopping, which is crazy. Because really, I think retail is about a personal experience and hearing about someone who made something and just interacting with people and just enjoying other people's company.
Right.
That's the nice thing.
You mean like we're doing right now?
Yeah.
Showcasing the work of over 40 wood artists using hand-carved, laser-cut, band-sawn, and lathe-turned techniques, you can certainly find a special gift or even a little something for yourself.
Who knew there were so many native species of wood in New Zealand? I'll have more interesting and informative tidbits for you as we descend upon the Arts Centre on the next segment of Ms. World Traveller in Christchurch. See you then.